We are back from break and we are having a fantastic morning this morning with one of our fabulous team members, Teri Jones. So happy to have you. Well, first of all, on the team. It's really great to have you on the radio show this morning.
Thank you.
It's more important to have you on the team than the radio show, but it's
on
awesome.
The team.
But it's really awesome. We don't get much opportunity to hang out, and being on the radio show this morning is kind of like us hanging out together.
Yeah.
All right. So before the break, we were talking about some interesting things that are different in our market from what they have been historically speaking. We're not going to use the word usual. We've decided usual's out the window. It's gone. Probably never coming back.
Yeah.
But historically speaking, and we were really focused on this interesting trend that we really haven't seen much in the past at all, which is seller possessions after closing, which are becoming quite a thing. And we talked about some challenges. We talked about buyer loan restrictions that may only permit that within a certain under certain guidances and rules, and to be really cognizant of that. Of course, also keep in mind that early on in that conversation, we mentioned the reason this is happening is because sellers are having difficulty finding houses where they're moving to, or they're guarding against those contracts going into delay for any reason. Mm-hmm. And so what may happen is a seller preemptively may want to negotiate a seller possession after closing, just so that the buyer's not knocking on the door the day of closing and the seller has a 3-day delay or a week delay on the other end where they're buying their house. Mm-hmm. Because if you're running all this stuff up back to back, then you've got no flexibility whatsoever. And so I can really see, I would be really cautious about doing a seller possession after closing if there are loan contingencies. And the reasoning behind that is the seller's like, well, we're still looking for a house. Ooh, red flag buyer. Okay, because there are not a lot of houses out there. So be very careful of a buyer going, oh, you can rent as long as you want. I'll figure it out on my end, because you may be committing loan fraud unintentionally if your loan is contingent on you occupying that house as an owner occupant. So be really careful. Yeah. You may want to make sure that the seller's doing that, saying, we already have a house that's already under contract. We've already completed our home inspections. We're going through with this. We just want, 2 to 4 weeks buffer so that we're not stressed about the move. And we want to make sure there aren't any unforeseen delays on that end. And so we're just doing this so that it reduces stress. Yeah.
On everyone's part.
On everyone. That's exactly right. So on the day of closing, do not have your moving man pull into the driveway, please. That will not help with the stress.
That will not. Yeah.